Hey, sister of mine, I have been thinking about the fact I am about to move to Canada for my PhD, and I'm a little overwhelmed by that because it just hadn't fully occurred to me that that was happening. I mean, it occurred to me. I've been filling out the paperwork, I've been finding housing, I've been doing all the shenanigans of making sure I've filled out the right forms to say I'm importing a foreign vehicle, and yet at the same time, up until I got to the point of, oh, it's about 3-ish weeks, maybe less than that, before I'm actually driving across the country to go to Canada. And now it's finally occurring to me. Originally, I made this channel because I just thought it'd be fun to have a place where I could babble about books and talk about nerdy things, and if I wanted to practice my editing, film a little something and just have somewhere to put it. And now I realized, oh, it would be nice to have a little spot where, yes, I still talk about those nerdy fun book things, but also have a space to be able to just be like, hey, sister of mine, I read this book that you had recommended, and here are my thoughts on it. And I figured that would be kind of a nice way to stay connected, especially because I know that when we do catch up, there's a lot of fun, exciting things that we end up talking about, and sometimes we don't always get to the books we're reading. And I know that that's a huge part of how we share time together, is reading and enjoying books and chatting about them. And since I'm about to be super busy with a PhD, and I have no doubt that you will be busy doing all of your things, that it might be nice to have a space to be able to be like, oh, I did read that book you recommended, or that book you were asking me about, here's some thoughts I have on it, and I actually put together a little video just to chat about it. And it also just let me keep practicing silly little artsy things in regards to talking and performance, so to speak, on a video, I guess if you can call it that. I'm very aware that there's a lot of really wonderful booktube channels that already do a lot of conversations and things around books, so I don't really think of this as like something of me trying to get something off the ground, and much more of, it would be nice to have a space to be able to chat about all the books I'm enjoying and be able to share it with you, and also just other family, and be like, hey, I did read those books and here's what I thought. And it would just let me keep up with some other skill sets I would like to not lose while at my PhD, like editing and putting materials together and managing my public speaking. So man, it's a video. I can cut. I've already started this video 5 different ways, and I'm doing it again. So to be fair, the public speaking thing's not an issue. But anyway, I've been thinking about the fact that I am about to move to Canada for my PhD. You know, the one you keep asking me about because you can't remember what my PhD is in? I am mostly jesting, of course. I promise I'm not bothered by the fact you keep having to ask me. It's kind of a nice way to be like, oh yeah, it is in this thing, and this is the area I'm focusing in, and it is nice to chat about it, and I do genuinely think it's funny that you are really excited for me but cannot remember what my PhD is in. It delights me every single time. I've been thinking a lot about the fact that the past few months I have been putting so much time into paperwork and using all of my spoons to try and get stuff together, and how much work I put into making sure that my student visa was prepared, and then they put the wrong name on my border crossing papers, and then I had to wait those really scary few weeks of waiting for them to fix it, and the fact I had to find housing, but I'm in the States right now, and I had to do it very much virtually, and the fact I'm trying to figure out my medication and my cell phone, and I had to fill out all that paperwork to make sure that my car is considered a foreign imported vehicle and is therefore registered, and there was just so many things going on that I had to do that I guess I didn't really have to think about the fact I am moving, which I'm aware is very silly because I have actively been packing up and putting my physical possessions in places, and I have been doing all of that paperwork, so I have been preparing, but my brain hasn't mentally caught up to the fact that I am going yet, and that I think is starting to occur. And my brain should have caught up because all of my worldly possessions are either in trunks in the garage, or they're in a singular trunk in the living room that I'm planning to bring with me, or there's random things scattered around my room that I know I will have to pack, but I can't pack just yet. I need to wait until like the last possible minute because I use those things. And yet my brain has not caught up. And admittedly, the worst thing about this whole packing process has been the fact I've been trying to decide what books do I actually need for my research and for things I'm going to do or potentially will be doing with my PhD, and what are the books that are technically things I don't need and I'm just very fond of. And I have so many books that I realized these are books that I'm delighted by and I want to keep, but I don't need to bring them, and that has kind of been devastating because I really love having a little bookcase that I get to organize every few months and reorganize to like make myself feel like, oh, something new's happened, and I get to reorganize my books in a new kind of way. And that has been very odd because I'm bringing, I suppose, a lot of books for some people, but for me it's like not that many at all, and they are all very much meticulously picked out, as in these are Shakespeare related books and I'm going to be studying Shakespeare, and these are things that are related to intimacy choreography because I do intimacy choreography, and these are things related to children's horror literature because that's my area of focus. And yet at the same time I have been good, and I did bring 3 comfort books that I know I'm gonna probably reread, and I'll tell you about those later. Maybe not in this video, but later. It has been a weird experience though, because I'm very much trying not to bring as many things as I did to my MFA, because I am going out of the country and I want to be able to pack up easily and also not have to carry that many things, because I'm also driving and I don't want to load my car down. It's a new experience, I will say, because I usually bring all of my books with me no matter what. Admittedly, the main thing that's keeping me together about the fact I'm having to leave so many books is that I know that there's going to be a lovely public library, there's going to be a university library, and local libraries are the lifeblood of my book-loving soul, and I will be very much okay. I will have everything I could possibly need. I also have the Libby library app. I will be able to get a hold of things if I want to read. Being able to have new content is not the issue. It's more of just the nostalgic, oh, I won't have a bookshelf because of how small my studio apartment is, and I'll have just like this tiny little shelf that I'll have to put my necessary textbooks on, and that is a very different experience for me. It's very sparse compared to what I'm used to, but there will still be so many books in my life. It'll be fine. The other thing I've been thinking about, because I am about to move, is the fact that I am almost done with all the to-be-read books I was desperately trying to get through this summer. I went through a lot more than I thought was ever possible for me, because I realized I want to actually read these books before I go, because these are the kinds of books that I have decided will go into storage because they're fun books, but I would like to actually get to experience them before I go, so they're not just sitting in storage for another couple years and I'm not reading them. And I'm almost done. There's 3 more I want to finish reading. I'm in the middle of 2 of them. One of them's, oh, hold on. One of them's that cosmic horror fiction book that I picked up when we were at that one bookstore, Occultation, which has been really good. It's a bunch of short stories, and some of them have queer representation, and all of them have very much messy people representation, as it were, where it's just people who are really going through it. So there's a lot of smoking and alcohol use, but it's because these people are grieving and having a really terrible time, and they are trying to find comfort through these supernatural horrors, or in some cases they're just being haunted and they're trying to figure out how to deal with life when they have lost someone. So it's really beautiful and really horrifying, but in the way that I'm very, very much enjoying. And then the other one is Shakespeare and Violence Prevention. This one I think will be related to my research, but I'm not entirely sure I want to bring it. So I'm kind of torn about it right now. So my goal is to just read through it and decide if it's something I would want to bring. And I'm aware that I could always come and visit and pick up any books I might need or have forgotten and just bring them back with me. But I don't know, it's my first big move after a while, and very much I am packing very light this time. So I'm just trying to figure out what that means for me, and that is currently meaning leaving behind a lot of books in storage until I probably finish my PhD and figure out where I'm going after that. And that's at least 4 years of schooling, and that feels like a long time not to have all my books with me. But again, there'll be libraries, so it will be fine. I'm reiterating a lot of stuff here, I suppose, just because I'm trying to help my brain catch up to the fact that we are going, and there are decisions that have to be made about my books and what I'm bringing, and I'm already going to probably be bringing 2 suitcases of clothes, and it would be great if I only had to bring 1 trunk that not only contained my books, but any mild knickknacks or devices that I'll need and supplies that I'm going to be using at school, and try to avoid as much as possible bringing a ton of stuff, because I'm already going to be bringing a musical instrument, and I think that will give me plenty of things to do. And again, there'll be libraries, and I will be in the middle of studying and researching for my PhD. I will not be bored. That is not something I need to worry about. I think it's more of just the nostalgic aspect of being used to being in a space where all of my stuff is around me, even if it's in boxes or put away. It's made me very aware I have a lot more stuff than I actually ever thought I would have. And while it comparatively is not a lot for some people, for me it feels like a lot. And to be fair, a lot of it is books. I have at least 2.5 trunks of books in the garage right now, and they're gonna stay. And the other thing I've been thinking about, because I'm moving to Canada very, very soon, is the fact that I am very excited to go back to school. I do like learning, I like researching, I like getting to write. I love the required social time, as it were, of being in classes with people, because I do like people. I also like being with people in slightly controlled or themed settings. So either it's like a classroom environment, or we're at a specific event where there's like a theme around the conversations, so it's easier to chat with people, which I'm sure that says something about me. But the point is that I am very excited to go, even though there's a lot of nerves and stress around the fact I'm moving, and I've finished most of the paperwork for everything I need. It just feels like I'm always forgetting something, which is just how I feel when I'm about to move somewhere. And I'm excited about getting to do all those things, and at the same time, I'm becoming more aware each day that I'm really going to miss seeing all of my siblings and getting to see dad all the time. Just having those moments where I can sit there and text and be like, hey, I've decided I'm going to the library. Do you want to come to the library with me and maybe get some books? Or, hey, I'm going to the cafe because I need to do some research and I really need a change of setting for a change. Or, hey, I'm going to the library because I need a change of scenery to just get this research done. Just whatever those things are, and being able to be a few miles away from people I care about. And while I have lived far away before when I was doing my MFA, it's once again hitting me of, oh yeah, I've gotten to be relatively close in the same state to my siblings and my dad, and now I'm like, oh, I'm off into the wilderness again, as it were. And that feels both thrilling and sad and all of the things, because as a human I contain multitudes, and I'm able to be many of things all at the same time. So up until August 20th, I do get to see you, and we get to do shenanigans and whatnot together. And then we'll be doing a lot more of like virtual calls and whatnot. But I mean, there's always the option that you could apply to grad school in Canada and come live near me. I'm jesting, of course, but unless, you could always come hang out with me. And I think the final thing I will say about the fact I'm getting ready to move to Canada for a PhD is the fact that I'm thinking a lot about finances, just because, I mean, moving is expensive and going to a new school is expensive, and even though I have funding, my funding hasn't started yet. And the fact that I've been stressed about knowing I will be able to get there just fine, but also I will need to be so cautious with my finances, because while I have funding, it will be very much living humbly, as it were, but very fortunate that I'm in a PhD that has funding for me. So I've been thinking a lot about what am I going to do and how will I take care of myself financially. And I think that's going to come from the fact of probably doing something. I realize it's a trend, they call it like no buy years or something like that. And I realize there's things that are like trends on social media that are supposed to help people financially, like a no buy month or no buy year. But I mean, to me, that's just like budgeting and knowing what my essential things are that I need to buy and what things I don't technically need, and I'm fine. So I think I'm gonna do something like that. I guess I could look into what those trendy things are on the socials and the YouTubes and whatnot. But I think my main thing will be I have ideas for how to budget myself so I can take care of myself. And because I am going with so little stuff compared to what I've moved with before, I'm already very aware of I came intentionally with fewer items. So I do not want to buy a bunch of knickknacks and things and extra books. I have plenty of libraries near me. I have a tablet that I have the Libby app on that I can get ebooks for. I don't need to buy a bunch of things. And my goal, I have decided financially, is that I'd rather spend money on experiences if I am going to do things, and get to spend time with the friends I already know who are going to be there and the people I'm going to meet, and just get to experience PhD life and enjoy those things. But I don't need a lot of stuff. I already have plenty that will be in storage waiting for me whenever and wherever I go after this. And I would like to very much just enjoy life and get to experience things rather than acquire a bunch of things. I want to work on being less of a material consumer and much more of someone who goes out and does stuff. Because one of the things that's been helping me kind of get to the point of, it's okay, I know I'm about to move, but I'm gonna be fine, is how many friends and folks I get to see along the way. And that has been what's been keeping me going. And it made me realize I do prefer getting to see people and do things. And while gifts or acquiring myself stuff is nice on occasion, it's not really where I get most of my joy from. And I have plenty of books right now. I would rather go to the library. There's plenty of things for me to do. Also, ignore the fact that my face is so shiny. It is warm in here because it is another ridiculously high record heat day. And despite the fact that the AC is finally fixed, it hasn't changed the fact that it's still warm in the house. Okay, to be fair, it is much more tolerably manageable, and I'm not about to pass away from heat. It is much more of a mild discomfort, but I will survive kind of stuff, you know? I like to believe it'll be easier in Canada because it'll be colder, but that's just not how it works, and there's fires in Canada right now. Either way, I am excited to move. I've been thinking a lot about it. I've been thinking about the fact I'm prepared to move, and I'm, in essence, almost done packing. I just have to pack the last little things, but I can't do that until, like, the last week before I move, because I do need a lot of these things to work and function in my daily life. So I will keep you posted on this channel. I will put little book updates and keep things here for the days and weeks where we aren't able to chat as much so that you can kind of know what I'm up to in my shenanigans. This is very rambly, but it's kind of how it had to be because I was ignoring putting this together at all and just ignoring the fact I'd made a cute little channel for that reason to talk about books and nerdy things and to keep up with you and whatnot. I finally was just like, all right, you can make a bullet pointed list, but you can't, just don't write a script and just go for it and say things. So it's going to be a bit more rambly, and I hope to be a little more organized in the future because I like to be more organized. But yeah, that's how it is. And I'm excited to go and move to Canada, and I'm stressed and gonna be sad and miss everyone. And at the same time, I'm very excited to go back to school. I will chat with you another time. Cheers.